Hey book nerds, it is Thriller May, and what I mean by Thriller May is that I'm going to share with you my anticipated reads for the month of May, and they are all thrillers. Hey book nerds, welcome to my channel, The Book Nerd. My name is Denise. If you are new to this channel, welcome again, and please don't be a stranger. You're only a stranger once. Please make sure that you hit that subscribe button and that you hit notifications so that you know when I upload a new video. If you are not a new subscriber and you've been subscribing, thank you for coming back, and I'm enjoying interacting with you. So, as I already stated, this is going to be my most anticipated reads for May, and they're going to be all dedicated to thrillers. So I'm just in the mood to read thrillers, and yeah, so I want to share what I'm going to be reading for this month. The first book, unfortunately but fortunately, is Daisy Darker. And so I know that I said I was going to read Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney in, I believe, April, but I didn't get to it. So I'm committed to reading Daisy Darker for this month. And it's one I've been looking forward to, just have so many books, so little time. And yeah, so I just hadn't got to it. And then last month I kind of got in a book slump, I guess you would say, but more on that later, or I should say a reading slump. And but yeah, Daisy Darker, I'm not going to go all into what it's about, but basically I think there's a birthday party on like a remote island. Somebody dies, there's a house full of people, they got to figure out who did it. I love that type of atmospheric thrillers. If they're done right, I think it has an Agatha Christie feel. So again, I'm looking forward to reading Daisy Darker. The next book that I want to read is a Frida McFadden. You always got to add a Frida McFadden thriller in the mix. And this one is called The Locked Door. And yeah, so this one was suggested to me by my sister, Tony Reeds. You know, she is a Frida McFadden fan. She has read several of Frida's books, if maybe not all. I don't think not all yet, but several, lots, far more than myself. And so I asked her, you know, what book do you suggest I read next? And she said The Locked Door. I just got done reading The Coworker and enjoyed that a lot. So I was just like, yeah, let's keep the Frida McFadden books going. Plus, I love her books because they're a palate cleanser for me. They're books that I can read a lot faster and just kind of really relax and read them. You don't have to do a lot of overthinking because Frida gives it all to you in everything that she writes. I mean, and not that she gives it away, but her writing is so easy to read. It's so straightforward, you know, and everything. And then she just makes everything all crazy and twisty at the end, but you don't have to try to guess. You can, but she's going to give you little tidbits and then it all comes together. It's just a crazy hot thriller mess that is satisfying thus far anyway with the 3 books I've read. So yeah, The Locked Door by Frida McFadden. And let's see what this one is about. So, some doors are locked for a reason. While 11-year-old Nora Davis was up in her bedroom doing homework, she had no idea her father was killing women in the basement. Now, sis, you know I'm scary. Okay, I didn't know what this was about. I just got it off her shelf because she suggested it. Until the day the police arrived at their front door. Decades later, Nora's father is spending his life behind bars, and Nora is a successful surgeon with a quiet, solitary existence. Nobody knows about her past, and she'll do anything to keep it that way. Then one of her young female patients is murdered, killed in the same unique and horrific manner that her father used to kill his victims. This is borderline, sounds like horror to me. Somebody knows who Nora is. Somebody wants her to take the fall for this unthinkable crime. But she's not like her father. The police can't pin anything on her, as long as they don't look in her basement. Ooh. Okay. From New York Times bestselling author Frida McFadden comes a riveting psychological thriller about guilt, secrets, and whether it's possible to outrun what's in your blood. This does sound good. A little gruesome and scary, but it does sound good. So looking forward to reading this one. The next book that I want to read is The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. This would be my first book that I would be reading by this author. And I've had this book for a while, so I've been saying that I'm trying to get books off of my shelf. Excuse me, that I've had for a while, and this is one of them. Again, not because I wasn't interested, but I'm just always, a lot of times what I do is read the newer books as I buy books, I read those first, and then I forget about the ones that I have on the shelf that I wanted to read so bad prior. And this is one of those. I've been hearing Simone St. James is an awesome thriller author, and maybe even borders on that spooky side too. But we'll see. So I'm just going to read a bit of this from the jacket. It says, "Some crimes come back to haunt you. A true crime blogger gets more than she bargained for while interviewing the woman acquitted of 2 cold case slayings in this chilling new novel from the best-selling author of The Sundown Motel." In 1977, Clear Lake, Oregon, was shaken by lady killer murders. 2 men, seemingly randomly, were murdered with the same gun with strange notes left behind. Beth Greer was the perfect suspect, a rich, eccentric 23-year-old woman seen fleeing one of the crime scenes. But she was acquitted, and she retreated to the isolation of her mansion. Then Oregon 2017, Shay Collins is a receptionist, but by night she runs a true crime website, The Book of Cold Cases, a passion fueled by the attempted abduction she escaped as a child. When she meets Beth by chance, she asks her for an interview. To Shay's surprise, Beth says yes. They meet regularly at Beth's mansion, though Shay is never comfortable there. Items move when she's not looking. And she could swear she's seen a girl outside the window. Nope. The allure of learning the truth about the case from the smart, charming Beth is too much to resist. But even as they grow closer, Shay senses something isn't right. Is she making friends with a manipulative murderer? Or are there other dangers lurking in the darkness of the Greer house? So yeah, this one's a little, I'm going to read this one in the daytime. So save this, for not reading at night. I'm going to have to read this in the daytime. That sounds spooky, but it does sound oh so good. And then finally, the book that I want to read is Wander in the Dark. I not only want to read it, I've started it actually. And this book is by Jamata Emil, and I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. And this book, I've talked about it before in like my most anticipated reads for 2024. But it's a young adult thriller, and it's about two brothers, and they are, I believe, in high school. Yeah, they're in high school, and there is a murder of the most popular girl in the school. And I believe one of them that might be wanting to date her, or something like that. I'm just at the beginning, so I don't know exactly what's going on yet. But I think there's something about maybe one was interested and then even accused of that murder. So then they have to find out who the real murderer of this popular girl in this high school is. Okay, so I wanted to keep it realistic, and I'm hoping that I can get through all 4 of them. They're pretty, kind of thick, so I'm hoping I can get through all 4 of them and just have a great reading month. My last 2 reading months have been okay at best. I've had like 1 or 2 books that really stood out to me and I loved. The others were kind of hard to get through. But I hope this is a better reading month. Sometimes you can't go wrong, a lot of times with certain thrillers, especially with certain authors, so I'm looking forward to this. Anyway, let me know what you are reading for the month of May. If you're reading some thrillers, let me know, especially because, again, this is Thriller May. And if you have read any of these books, let me know how you like them without giving away anything, obviously. So that's it for me. I hope you all have a great day. Be blessed and be book nerdy.